Straight up Tennessee family, what's good? It's Monday, which means it is time for another live show, but also it means it is the Monday rundown. Tonight, man, we talk all things fall camp and scrimmage number 1. It's over. It's in the books. Friday night is over. Who won the scrimmage? Who's standing out? I got a lot of notes. I got a lot of inside notes as well. There's a lot of things that I got to cover tonight in a short amount of time. But we also going to show love to the chat as well as we always do. You already know what it is, man. It's Monday. Tap in, lock in. It's straight up Tennessee, baby. Welcome to the Monday rundown. Let's go.
First play, second quarter, touchdown Tennessee. That throw's intercepted. Pierce down the sideline. Touchdown.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the Monday Rundown, and it is your boy Ruck in the building. Y'all know what to do, man. It's the top of the show. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell notification right now so you never miss a show. We are climbing, y'all. I mean, it's insane what has been going on in the YouTube game. We're at 945 subscribers. Can we get to 1K before August 31st? Y'all, listen, I want to let y'all in on something. We have 19 days. We are under 20 days. We have 19 days until it is officially football time in Tennessee. Let's cook this thing the next 2.5, almost 3 full weeks. Let's cook it, man. Let's get to that 1K number. Instagram, y'all just made us surpass 700 subscribers, man. This has been insane. 700 followers on Instagram. We were at 314 followers literally a month ago. Literally 1 month ago. And now it's at 700. All I can say is I love y'all. We appreciate you guys, everybody from Sale to Turn. Everybody, man, the straight up Tennessee family is appreciative of everything, man, that y'all are doing to build and help grow and truly see this channel continue to come alive, man. So it's been fun. I have loved it, man. It's been almost, y'all, this is year 3. We're going on year 3. I believe the first game, really August 29th, is 3 years of straight up Tennessee, man. And so it's really dope. It's fun. Can't believe we've done this much so far. But it's it's really you guys helping us, showing us love, telling us what you want to hear more of. And man, we never take it for granted. So just know, man, we listen, we see everything, we hear everything, and all we want to do is continue to grow and get better and build more content right here on Straight Up Tennessee, baby. Let's see what's going on in the chat right now. I got my boy Dylan Elam. That boy said, yo, and we doing numbers, man. We climbing. So obviously, guys, I want to talk a lot today, man, for the next 30 minutes. Scrimmage 1, man. Scrimmage 1 is now in the books. It's over. It's done. What did we learn? What maybe did we not learn? You know, I told y'all this last week on Friday. I told you the way that these fall scrimmages work and the fall camp scrimmages specifically, you are not getting the best sample size of your product. What I mean by that is, sure, you're going to have Nico play. Sure, you might have a few of the ones on defense, really all of the ones almost play, right? You're going to have a small sample size, but you're not going to get the full product. And when that happens, one side of the football struggles, and typically that's the offensive side. And so all of the news out of scrimmage 1 say everything about how the offense couldn't move the ball, the offense couldn't do this, but they failed to actually just say the defense is really good, right? We know this. We know this from the beginning that the defense is really good. The defensive line specifically is really good, y'all. Like, not only do you have first team All-American, potential top 5 pick in James Pierce back, but you have Dominic Bailey, Omari Thomas, Elijah Simmons, David Hobbs, Jackson Moy, Bryson Eason. That's just the interior. Then you go to the outside, Joshua Josephs. Dominic Bailey, I think, actually slid out to defensive end. But Josh Josephs, but like Tyree Weathersby, Tyree West. You can't forget about Tyree West. Like, this is insane. And so much so, the defensive line is so good, so much so that Rodney Garner initially was going to redshirt Jackson Moy, the transfer from Stanford, right? He said in his interview last week, I think it was Wednesday, maybe, he can't redshirt him. He basically said, I'm not redshirting him because he made me not redshirt him based off of how productive and how dominant Jackson Moy has been transferring into the SEC from Stanford. It's crazy. And then also, just like Dylan said right here, Jason Jenkins is making a lot of noise too. There are too many guys on this defensive interior and the outside that are, I mean, we're going to literally, guys, have 3 for sure, potentially 4 different rotations up front. We will cause teams to quit. We should cause teams to quit. The rotation is too deep. The talent is too deep. The speed is too deep. And the beef in the middle with Elijah Simmons, Omari, Bryson, Jackson, Dave, and all of these guys, it's too much. It is too much for teams to just have enough on the offensive line to fight it. And so I say all of that about the defense to say, yes, let's start it off like this. The defense won the scrimmage. I don't know why we are surprised or why people are out there on Vol message boards, general quarters on VolQuest. People so upset that the defense won. Can I tell you that they're very good? Can I tell you that the defensive backs are a lot better than you guys may think? Can I tell you that Jermod McCoy wasn't a freshman All-American for no reason? Can I tell you that the transfer safety from Middle Tennessee State University and Jacoby Thomas is probably going to start right beside Andre Turrenton? Can I tell you that Ricky Gibson still is him? Can I tell you that not only did I was surprised that Christian Harrison started at the star position and not Boo Carter, but can I tell you Christian Harrison might get some clock? But what y'all got to understand is the defense, prime example, I'm going to pull this up. The defense is supposed to win the first scrimmage. They're going to. They're further along. And it's like I said on Friday, y'all. Offensively, it takes more time to gel. It takes more time to get that thing combined and stirred together. It's like stew, right? It's like stew or like cooking a pot roast in a crock pot, right? You can turn it on high. You can turn the volume on high, or you can turn the heat on high. You can turn the plays faster. You can turn the ball down the field. You can run. You can do it fast. But it still takes time, even at high temperatures. And so what I'm saying about this specifically is on the offensive side of the ball, yes, things are working. I saw a great pass, Nico threw to Ethan Davis, and he hit Miles Kisselman. Like, he's not just out there and getting absolutely demolished. I know some people think that is what happens when it means the defense won. No, Nico's making plays. But he ain't making all the plays because in this scrimmage, let me tell you, he was without his starting left tackle and his starting right tackle. No Lance Hurd, no John Campbell. Cooper and Javonte Spraggins did play, but he had no more of his starters. And as Tennessee and Glenn Ellerbe try to figure out that left guard position, it has me scratching my head, people. I don't know what we're going to do. And I don't really know if I care right now, because I know if Andre Carrick thinks he's getting it, he got to get healthy, right? Jackson Lampley is probably his to lose at this point. but he was without his starting left tackle and his starting right tackle in Nico Yamaliava, and still made plays on the field. Let me tell you this, the receivers, half the receivers didn't play. No Mike Matthews, no Dante Thornton, no Brew McCoy. The starters that rode out there, it was Squirrel White, Chris Brazel, Caleb Webb, and I think they said Chaz Nimrod. I know Nathan Leacock made a lot of noise, right? So that was really cool to see. Let's see what the chat is saying right here. Dylan Elam says, offense is all rhythm and timing, especially in an up-tempo offense. The good news is no headlines about not getting the call on the field quick enough. Nico is getting everybody set and ready in time. Let me sit right here for a second, because Dylan and everybody watching, everybody listening on a Tuesday, I think a lot of the issues that we've had with Hendon, even, right? Hendon, there were some times we had to call timeouts with Hendon. There's a lot of times we had to call timeouts with Joe, but there were some times with Hendon where we didn't know what we were doing. We had to call timeouts. I think what you're saying right here, Dylan, as far as the calls on the field, they are also using the new technology with the coaches and the iPads and being able to talk to the quarterback, but it cuts off at a specific time. I think even that step is changing the fluidity of the offense. And I can't wait to see how much it does indeed change the fluidity. I think we're going to see faster tempo. I think we're going to see much more scheme matched up things. And he's going to be able to tell Nico, hey, look here. And if it's not there, take 2, take 3, whatever. But I think that the new technology is going to be so beneficial for a team like Tennessee, who builds their scheme on repetitions and how many reps within seconds, right? They want reps, and they want them to be quality reps, but the most important thing is getting that ball snapped. Snap, and let's see what we can get and see if we can shift the defense in a way that we like the most. And so I think the new technology is going to have a huge thing to deal with it. My boy Jeff Clabo, what's up, Jeff? He says, go Big Orange. What's up, my man? Good to see you here tonight as well. But let's talk about the running backs real quick. Let's talk about who did not play. Well, RB1 did not play. Dylan Sampson did not see the field, okay? So you saw Deshaun Bishop. You saw a little bit of Peyton Lewis. I don't think Cameron Seldon played. He's still bouncing back from injury. But you did not see the full sample size, guys. This is why I continue to say we as fans have to understand, man, these scrimmages, you are not getting the full body of work. Now, there's going to be another scrimmage this Thursday. Excuse me. I'm sorry. This Thursday, there's another scrimmage. I'm interested to see who all straps up for that one. Mike Matthews is back in practice, full go, no red jersey. Excuse me. Dante Thornton back, full go, no red jersey. Speaking of Dante Thornton, Wednesday, our show with Dante Thornton releases. Can't wait for y'all to hear that show, man. Be on the lookout on Wednesday morning when as soon as you wake up, you're going to be able to lock into that show, Apple, Spotify, and right here on YouTube. It was a great show. If you were a member of the channel, ding, ding, ding. If you become a member of the channel, you already have access to the show. So you could tap in and watch it right now. It's 45 minutes of pure gold. I love Dante. He's become a brother. He's become a friend of not just the show, but of me personally. And I can't wait to tap in with him this fall, man. Go check him out. Hang with him on the sideline, vibe out a little bit. So let's see. Gonna see. Let's kind of dive into this real quick. I got some inside scoops on some of the things that happened at the scrimmage that I kind of want to share. And I want you to understand that all of this is from bystanders who get the opportunity to sit in these scrimmages and spend time there. And this is just what they have to say. And so the offensive line play was okay from what we hear. They just said James Pierce is too good. Like, of course, we were without Lance Herb. We were without John Campbell Jr., right? But it says James Pierce was just too good. What this person specifically didn't like was that the 3rd and 2 drills, the stalemate on the line. The running back could not get the first down most times. So if we're doing 3 yards and the 2-yard drills, they couldn't get a push. So we're on the goal line and we need a push. It looked like the offensive line struggled, right? Says that the offense got a few with the pass and the quarterback run. So this is Gaston Moore and Nico Iamaleava making noise with their feet, although the defense didn't accept it because obviously quarterbacks are in red. But it says in general, the offense looked somewhat overmatched. Take that as you will. But I also truly think, again, this is because you were without John Campbell. You're without Lance Hurd. You're without the most talented and the most physically gifted guys that are going to start against UTC, right? And so when you don't have those guys, you're going to struggle. And you got James Pierce and Josh Josephs and all of these other guys that you got to block, okay? The biggest news out of the scrimmage is that we got out of there with no injuries. No big time injuries. None of our guys got injured at this scrimmage. And that is exactly what we need. Like, we need to be able to have scrimmages. We need to be able to fight in these, and we need to be able to play hard because we need to be hitting. We need to be tackling. We need to be wrapping up because you know what happened when Butch Jones was here. Okay. We were not hitting during practice. We weren't doing anything. And then when we got out there on Saturdays, we looked like we were out here hitting like the Powder Puff Girls. Like, let's just call it like it was. It felt like we was going out there playing like the Powder Puff Girls, Powerpuff Girls. Like, we looked silly. Okay. We got a hit. Let's see what he says. Ginger says this. How were special teams? Were Boo and Squirrel out there to run it back? Who's the place kicker? And how did he do? I didn't hear a lot about this, to be honest. I think in scrimmages, obviously, you're kicking it and you're not returning it. It's kind of hard to say who was back there. I know that in practice, Squirrel White has been back there. I haven't heard any rumblings of Boo Carter returning any punts, which we know how dynamic Boo is back there. But we don't actually know who are going to be the punt return and the kick return guys for this team so far. I know I've seen Squirrel White catching punts. I know I've seen Jermont McCoy catching punts. But I don't know about Boo Carter, so I can't really speak to that. Dylan Elam says linebackers look good, even with Carter and Peely out. Yeah. So on the defensive side, let's just say it. The only group that suffered losses, and when I say losses, the only group that didn't have guys full go was the linebacker room. T. Lander and Caleb Perry were the starters, and there were no Arion Carter was nowhere to be found, and Keenan Peely was nowhere to be found. They did not play in that scrimmage. And we don't need them to play in that scrimmage. We need Keenan Peely. I repeat, we need Keenan Peely. We need Keenan Peely all year. And I ain't wasting no scrimmages on Keenan Peely. We know you can tackle, big dog. You're 32 years old. You feel like you're 32, big dog. We know you can tackle, and we need you to tackle, and we need you to lead, and we need you to be that dog for us all year long. We don't need you in this scrimmage, bruh. Not at all. Not at all. So glad to hear Keenan Peely didn't play. I was happy about it. I was like, no, we don't need Keenan to play. One thing I do want to also add to the conversation says that really Nico didn't have a ton of time to make a lot of plays at the scrimmage. So a lot of receivers didn't truly get to shine. Obviously, they're in a red non-contact jersey, the quarterbacks. But if the defenders get back there, they touch them, the play's dead. Because they call it like a true game, except obviously your quarterback cannot be hit. So, it's just, it is what it is. It's a scrimmage one, but that's why we get a second scrimmage. And a lot of guys get to get their first full go. Specifically, Mike Matthews. I hope Brew McCoy gets a few reps. I'm not saying Brew needs to, go out there and play for a full quarter or something, but I think Brew does need to get some reps, man, because when you're out for as long and the extended period of time that he was out, it's not that the catching is rusty. It's honestly more of the route running, and you got to train your lungs again. right? Like you're out there running routes so hard, but then you got to snap and clear and get back on that line and do it again and again and again until we get into that end zone and get 6. So I think for him, the rust is going to be more in the conditioning realm. Look at Sale, that boy Sale. He is on the way back here to Nashville. So that's why the boy Sale ain't on the show tonight. But what's good, my boy? What's good? Good to see you, my dog. But just talking more about this scrimmage, let's talk about who we saw stand out. A guy that continues to get noise, a guy that is probably 4th on the depth chart, but continues to get noise is Deshaun Bishop. All I hear is great things on Rocky Top about Deshaun Bishop. I feel like he is going to blossom at some point and be that guy. But I think there are too many guys ahead of him. And I know he's a local product, Carnes High School, right there in Northwest Tennessee, Northwest Knoxville, I should even say. But I just don't know what they're going to do with Deshaun Bishop. But they say he's ripping 4, 5, 6 yards a clip and making it look easy. I want to answer this question really quickly right here. Chris Welch says, why so much pushback on Will Brooks? If our receivers are as good as we think, shouldn't we trust who the coaches say are doing best covering them at that spot? You know, Chris, I'm touching base on this because I don't think Will Brooks is bad. Honestly, he played minutes last year that I never expected Will Brooks to be in, and he showed up to play. I don't know if that means Brooks is going to be a starter long term, right? But what I'm trying to say is no pushback on Will Brooks. I'm not hating on Will Brooks, but there are guys that are just a little bit more talented than Brooks, right? I think that, again, Tim Banks trusts guys that have JR and SR around in front of their name. And Will Brooks is an SR. He's a senior. He's going to play minutes. Is he your all out, full go? When we get to the first game, are you truly saying, though, Will Brooks is our best option? I don't think they're saying that. And I don't think they will. But that's no hate on Will Brooks because I saw him make plays in the Citrus Bowl, and I was like, dang, Will Brooks, I see you, big dog. But when you look at the roster and the shape and the makeup, it doesn't make a ton of sense. And I'm not there every day. I'm not a coach at the University of Tennessee, so I can't speak to that specifically. But I think if they're honest, and even us as fans, if we're honest, you can't look at Will Brooks and be like, he is our best option. And I could be wrong, but that's not the way I see it. So I hope that kind of helps. Let's see. Lil Clout says, what's up, straight up fam? What's up, man? Dylan Elam says, Bishop is the guy that won't go away. He's not a high-rated recruit or a well-known name to a casual fan, but he's pushing the guys in front of him. And that's what you need if you want to be a successful team. You need guys that are going to push and stride and compete, even if they know they're not going to play. Another guy who I cannot get enough. I mean, I'm talking to people on campus, and all I hear about is Chaz Nimrod. Chaz Nimrod sounds like he has taken the largest step in the receiver room from last year to this year. We're not counting Chris Brazzell. We're not talking about Mike Matthews. These guys are newcomers to this roster. We're talking about a guy in Chaz Nimrod. And I said this on Friday, Bentonville, Arkansas. Chaz Nimrod. He transitions, comes straight here, and feels like he has an opportunity to just blossom. Doesn't see a lot of the field year one. Doesn't see a lot of the field year two. But now, Chaz in year 3, all we can hear, all we've heard about is how much his development has progressed, how much his speed, how much his length, how much his tenacity, how much his route running. Everything is so up. Like, if there was a graph of Chaz Nimrod's progression, it wouldn't even, it just goes like this, goes straight up. The sky's the limit for him. And all I'm hearing is how much he's gotten better in the pass game, as far as even blocking, RPO game, like making plays on the outside, catching the football. And also, he's lining up in the slot. So they moved Chaz to the slot. And so it's going to make, to me, like it's going to provide more opportunity for him to play because Squirrel can't play 80 snaps a game. Like he, let me rewind. He could probably, but he ain't gonna play 80 snaps a game. We got to have another guy get that run. Little Clout 300 says, can't wait to see Brazil in Neyland. Dylan says, Brentonville, Arkansas. Said that Chaz also put on some weight too. Possible Brew replacement next year, which is crazy. We say that because Dylan, like I just mentioned, man, like they moved him from the outside to the inside. So he's been playing slot. Even with a little bit of weight, he kept his speed. And I can't wait to see the new and improved Chaz Nimrod, number 11 as well. He switched to Mr. Hyatt's number, or Joey Kent or Justin Hunter, whatever era you grew up in. But let's see right here. Chris Welch comes back and says, I was talking more about the comments from guys under Willie Martinez press conference, talking about shame on Tennessee and Martinez for not having better than Brooks as a possible 2 deep. I'm following what you're saying now. I think they do, though. I think a lot of people don't realize that even the back end, other than like your true corners in our defensive scheme, other than like, and when I say true corners, I'm talking Jordan Matthews, I'm talking Ricky Gibson, Jermod McCoy, Jalen McMurray. I'm losing a couple for like, I know I'm missing a few, but those are true corners. The safety position is 3 guys. You got Free, Strong, and Star. Star's more of like an in-the-box kind of guy who can also cover tight ends, can cover slot guys. That's like your all-purpose guy. That was Tamarian McDonald last year. So now, though, I think that room is deeper than it's ever been. Obviously, you lose Jordan Thomas, right? But you got Andre Turrentine. You got Boo Carter. You got Jacoby Thomas, Enes Farouk, John Slaughter. Like that's 5 guys right there who can just kind of rotate and we can play them. So it does like pick your poison, right? I don't know. I don't know where that falls. I don't know if Brooks is, I don't think it's bad. I don't think Will Brooks is bad either. So I understand why people are hating, but at the same time, that room is still a little deeper than it was a year ago. Shout out to my man Vols Time for the $2 super chat. He says the Squirrel will have a breakout season. Go Vols, man. Shout out to you, bro. I believe we all know Squirrel's going to have a great year. I think, there was an article on Saturday Down South that I read earlier today talking about, I think it was like 25 points about I can't remember the title of it specifically, but it was like 25 things that he thought, the writer, can't remember the writer's name either, that could happen in the SEC. One of them being, it says that Squirrel White will lead the league in 40-yard or more catches. Said basically that his season last year was in the hands of Joe Milton. And I'm proud of Joe. I love seeing what Joe's doing in the NFL. I mean, wow, that first preseason game, he put everybody on notice. He played great. And I've always said I thought Joe was more of a pro star guy or a pro style guy. I've always thought that. I thought he needed the game slower. He's got to make decisions still pretty fast, but I think the game is just overall a little bit slower and can come to him a little bit better in the pro game. But the guy basically from Saturday Down South said Squirrel White's season was limited and prohibited by Joe Milton's inability to stretch the field. And so now with Nico, they're expecting Squirrel White to actually lead the league in 40-plus catches. So Dylan Elam says Brooks is a lot like Bishop in that way, and he won't go away. He's not the biggest, fastest, or strongest, but he knows the playbook and can get on the field if we need him. And then Chris agrees. And I agree with that as well. I think Brooks, again, he's a senior, man. That means a lot. It holds a lot of weight in that locker room from that coaching staff. When you have experience and you are a guy who not only has experience, but have shown that you can make plays, it gives them the trust that they need on top of the experience that they have, right? So if you come in and you work and you do this and you're a senior, man, those coaches are going to trust you with everything they have. So that's why I have no problems with Will Brooks. Like I said, I saw him make plays last year, and I was very, very pleased with Will Brooks. So I have no beef, zero beef with Will Brooks. Shout out to you, Will Brooks. Yeah. So, but I'm hearing Deshaun Bishop and Chaz Nimrod are the guys right now standing out. Obviously, we know Chris Brazzell. We know Chris Brazzell. I'm trying not to talk about Chris Brazzell as much because I'm just personally so excited about him. Chris says anyone can take a step, even a walk-on. You're right. Anybody. I agree with it. I believe so. And I know that there's going to be guys that step up this year that we didn't know and we weren't expecting to step up, but they're going to, and they're going to be able to. So I'm anxious, though, still to see what happens the rest of this week. Obviously, they were back on the practice field today. I believe Tuesday's an off day. They're going to have a practice on Wednesday. And then scrimmage number 2 of fall camp is Thursday. I know the media's availability begins to shrink after this week, so we're not going to get a lot of the insider stuff. All we're going to get is those press conferences after practice. So be on the lookout for that, guys. You know, we're going to cover as much of it as possible. Do not forget, go ahead and hit the bell notification right now. Subscribe and hit the bell notification. The Dante Thornton show drops on Wednesday. We had a great conversation, 45 minutes of just, man, it was so much fun hanging with him, chopping it up, senior year, what he's learning, what he learned in the offseason due to his injury at Missouri on his first touchdown of the year. He gets injured. He talks about it. He talks about how he grew from it. His pregame regimen. He talks about that. Talks about now, since he's been at UT for a year, what are his favorite volunteer traditions? He talks about that. We even talk the jersey combinations, and you'll be shocked that the one that he thinks is trash. So yeah, we got a great show on that. Can't wait to tap in. I can't wait for y'all to watch that one, man. It's going to be a fun show. And then you already know, man, we'll be back on Friday for Chop It Up Friday to talk all about the scrimmage. Hopefully, we'll see. Depending on when the scrimmage is depending on how we're going to be able to talk about that, or if we'll just pick that scrimmage up on Monday live right here again. So let me check this super chat out right now. Shout out to my boy Vols Tom. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, Vols Tom. This season, when teams see the orange, they will fear the orange. That's the greatest way to end the show right there, y'all. When teams see the orange, they're going to fear it. And it's going to be scary seasons, y'all. 19 days. Today is Monday. Tomorrow, if you're listening on a Tuesday, 18. We right here. I can taste it. I can taste it. I can taste it. I can't wait. I cannot wait, y'all. So thank y'all for locking in tonight, man. Y'all know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell notification right now so you never miss an episode. Follow us on Instagram, man, right here, Straight Up Tennessee. Subscribe on YouTube. Share, do whatever you got to do, man. Let's build this channel together as the Straight Up Tennessee family. I love y'all. I appreciate all of it. Can't wait to get all the boys back. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's Straight Up Tennessee, baby. We'll see you back on Wednesday for the Dante Thornton show, and then on Friday for Chop It Up Friday, man. Y'all have a great week. We'll see you later. Peace.